So we all know about the 73 RS. Porsche just revives that car. It's iconic, the ducktail, the first RS for the 911, but the forgotten RS is the way I call it, and the one that for the longest time was somewhat affordable was the 74 RS, and was much more rare than 73. And now, of course, people discovered what it was, and we're standing next to a 74 RS, and we have Cam Ingram from Road Scholars, who you found this RS, which you told me this is the original color, Mexico blue, right?
Yeah, this is one of two 74 RSs, the 3-liter, built and delivered in Mexico blue. And the other one was a right-hand drive, so this is the only left-hand drive 3-liter RS in Mexico blue.
If you're a Porsche enthusiast like I am, I invite you to join our community. Just head over to pca.org and get ready to take your ownership experience to the next level. We'd appreciate it if you give us a like, comment, and subscribe. We've got lots of Porsche content coming your way. Now back to the video.
So, first of all, how many did they build?
56 street cars, so not many, probably one of the lowest productions, other than the SCRS and the C4 Lightweight, which they made 20 of. This is one of the rarest and hardest to buy RSs made.
So visually, it has a big chunky flares in the front and the rear.
Yes.
And it has the new now, they got rid of the ducktail and they got what we would call, I guess, like a Carrera tail, although it wasn't, but it's much bigger than a Carrera tail.
Oh, 100%. The GT3R sounds good going by. Yeah, absolutely. The 3-liter RS has become iconic in its front apron and its rear wing, and obviously it's handmade fender flares. And these were handmade, and that's why when you see a proper one of these with its original flares, they're very handmade and they're not elliptical. It's not an even shape, and that's how you tell one of these that haven't been monkeyed with.
Yeah, if you were to put a turbo next to this, you really see the difference of what these flares. They look like turbo flares, but they're not.
They're not.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And the front particularly it's not a cohesive shape. It really starts to slant back, and they're so unique, and that's again indicative of them being handmade. And this now has become, like you said, it was not really desirable. It was desirable by racers, and most of these cars were raced hard. So it's hard to find an original tub, as we say, in a car with its original drivetrain. But now this is one of the most sought after RS models extent.
So it's a succession year, 1 year difference between, but it's a big changes they made. They went from 2.7 to 3-liter, right?
Yeah.
And the RSR, visually, is there any way to tell a difference between RS and RSR?
With a little bit of it just depends on which variation, but they have a little bit of a bigger fender flare, and there's not too many other perceivable differences from an RSR. So.
And I think underneath the hood, the RSR used a magnesium case,
Yep.
and the RS used aluminum.
That's right. Yep.
But the margin was very close this time
100%.
Versus the earlier RSR.
And not everything was congruent on these production cars. Like some cars were delivered with aluminum hoods, and some were delivered with fiberglass hoods. So not everything was specifically spec, if you will.
So now we know the story with the 73 RS. They had to build so many cars to be able to race in the class.
Yes.
And it was over 1,500 73 RSs.
Yeah.
You say by the time the 74, the rules changed and the numbers weren't that high.
Correct. And also they were building these cars, these street cars, to be race cars. So like Sepp Greger, who ordered this car brand new, a famous German gentleman racer, he knew this car was going to be raced. So he ordered this. Although a street car, this is fully built from the factory as a race car with the delivered with the roll cage, etc.
So when you went hunting for a 74 RS,
yes,
were you looking, you only have 50 some to choose from.
Yes.
Do you look for this particular model? Did you know, because you said they were raced hard, which meant they were probably retubbed at some point.
Yes.
They might have had just a VIN plate left, that was it.
100%. That's really absolutely true. They're one of the most challenging RS models to buy, and we weren't particularly looking for this specific example, but we just got lucky. So it's just like many things in life. Right timing, right people, and document provenance, ownership chain, and all those things that we look for in any Porsche, let alone a rare model.
And so what's it like to drive?
Oh, this is one of my favorite 911s to drive. The feedback, I've often said it's like if you make the analogy of a normal GT2 and then you drive a GT2 RS Club Sport, it's that much of a difference.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it just feels like very raw, very analog, obviously, but it's very raw and very tactile.
So I guess for specs, it was how much horsepower?
Just at 300 horsepower, 300 horsepower. So yeah,
What about I put you in a spot for the weight?
sub 2,000 pound car, like right at that, 2,100 pound. So the power to weight ratio is excellent.
So this was, like you said, definitely a driver's car.
Yeah.
And one that was very competitive. So when somebody got done with it, there was another person in line wanting to buy it.
Oh, that's exactly right. And these things are coveted now. Oh, good one. Oh, that's a great way to end and save driver safety.
That's how we know we've reached our limit of our tires. So when you see an RS, especially a real RS, you can really appreciate it because it is one of the most copied cars probably in the Porsche world. Everyone loves the look of the RS and RSR. You can really appreciate how rare they are, especially the Mexico blue left-hand drive one.